EGM Network.
Welcome to the Lori Davis Show, where it's all about the amazing lifestyle on our Treasure Coast. And here's your host and realtor for life, Lori Davis.
Hello, and welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you guys here today. It's a really exciting show. We often talk about lifestyle. We talk about Vero Beach. We talk about why do people pick Vero Beach versus any other place that they can live in Florida. And, people can buy condos and homes anywhere they want in the state of Florida. But there's something that we have that's very unique here in Vero Beach. Now, when you're in the real estate business or in the business of buying or selling homes, there's something that's very important, and that's what is that lifestyle? What does it feel like when you walk into a home? I have homes to sell. I have buyers who buy. And we're going to talk about staging today and the importance of that. And we have one of the best top ladies here in the studio today with us. We're very excited. Her name is Tiffani Buckley. She has a company called Tiffani Buckley Home. Let's introduce Tiffani Buckley here on the show.
Hello.
Yay.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you.
Woohoo.
I was a little slow on the button, but that's okay. I don't normally do it first, but when I've got the people that I love here, I usually get the claps up right up front. What's going on around town? We talk about that because that's another reason why people come to Vero Beach. And I want to talk about something that's just absolutely amazing, and that's the 2026 Air Show that's coming up next weekend. So it's the 15, 16, and 17 of May, and it is absolutely fabulous. It starts on Friday night. So Friday night is not the Blue Angels, but they have a production on Friday night. It starts at 6 p.m., and you can buy tickets for that. They have the jet truck. They have planes and all sorts of people, like that jumper. I don't know what they got, but they got a bunch of fun things on Friday night. Well, it's kind of nice because it's at night, so it's cooler,
right?
Because most of the show is by day. The other days are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it's sometimes hot, but this is kind of fun. It's exciting, and it's at night, so it's exciting. But then on Saturday and Sunday, it goes from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Both of those days, the Blue Angels perform. So that is a fabulous thing to see. If you've not, you can go online and get tickets at the Vero Beach Air Show.com. There's also a bonus event on Sunday morning. They're doing a 2-mile run on the runway.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to be running on the runway, which I think is fun. That's going to be cool. I mean, you can walk it too. You don't have to. It's a 7:30 run sign up, or again, if you want to go online, you can get yourself registered for that, but that'll be a fun thing to do. There's another thing that they do on Saturday night, and it's called the Food Fest. And this is under the Oaks at Riverside Park, okay, right next to the Riverside Theater. And what they do is they have food trucks that are there. They have free admission, live music, a kid zone. But what people really like is you can meet the Blue Angels. Mm-hmm. And that is just, when you go and see this, because it's kind of a fun event, it's under the Oaks. It's cool. But these guys are walking around, guys and gals, because some of them are women, and they're in uniform.
Yeah,
and
they are.
Young people will just like freeze, like, oh my God, they're like right there. They'll take pictures with them. They'll sign autographs with them. It's a really special, it's an intimate event. And again, it's free. It's Vero Beach. So this last time they were here, they're here every 2 years. They were here in 2024. And after that show, we were designated as their favorite show nationwide was Vero Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, thank you, because it was amazing. They love coming here.
Yeah, they do.
We're just, we have a different community. We're a small town. I think we give them that small town feel. It's a beautiful place. They show up on Thursday and they start screaming around the air.
Yeah, they
Of course,
do.
they're all flying over Cindy's house.
Yeah, they are.
Over in McCants
I'm
Park.
waving.
She's like, oh, God.
Here they are again.
She can
Hi.
see them.
Yes.
I mean, they're so low over her house. Like, she can go out and wave, and they're like looking out the window going, hey, Cindy, how you doing?
Right.
It's very cool.
It is.
But no, we definitely want everybody to partake in that. And a lot of people, they don't even, you can stand on the Barber Bridge and watch them go screaming over the Barber Bridge. I mean, it's pretty amazing what they do, but it's super important to the community. And we love that they love us here too. So thank you guys for loving Vero Beach. We love to have you guys here. What's going on? What have you got next? Oh, today we tape on a Tuesday. Today is Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
Now we know that we play on Saturday at what time?
5:30 to 6.
Okay, on 107.9. That's Vero Beach's talk radio.
Yeah.
But we're also, we're on YouTube, so you can watch it any day of the week.
Yeah.
iHeartRadio, you can go out and find it. You can find it on social media. Our guest is going to be posting. I always post a link to that too. But since today is Tuesday, it's Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
And Citrus Grill House always provides us with a beverage. So we have today a spicy pineapple margarita. So this is just what it says. Pineapple juice, tequila, and I don't know. It smells like, does it smell like a jalapeno or something?
A little jalapeno in there. There's something spicy. It's
not too bad.
delicious. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Has it got a salt rim on it too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, salt rim.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Highly recommend.
Mm-hmm. I told him not too spicy. But because I know Alex, he'll fire that thing up.
Yeah.
Anyway, Citrus Grill House, they sponsor our beverage. 1050 Easter Lily Lane. These guys, the restaurant is right there on the ocean. It is amazing. They do lunch, they do dinners. The food is awesome. The staff is great. They're right there next to Hummuston Park. You can sit outside on that beautiful patio night or day and be right by the ocean. I always tell people, bring your guests there. It's a pretty impressive spot to be. We love that. Thank you, Chef Scott. And we enjoy our beverage. And every week, I'm usually there for at least lunch once or twice a week. So go over and tell them that Lori Davis sent you. One person, one day. Because they'll tell me if you say it, but nobody's ever said it. So I don't know.
We got to send a mark in there. And
We
send
are.
it in.
We are. We float a
gotta send
balloon over the
somebody-
place
right.
or something like that. Anyway, Lori Davis, Realtor for Life. Just remember that.
Right.
Anyway, there are so many homes and so many buyers, right? So what inspires a buyer to make that offer? Right? We know it's location, right? It's price, of course, and the condition of the home. But what we're talking about today is what happens if you have a house that's listed for $1.6 million and it's vacant. Okay. This is a situation that we have. We have this beautiful home in this gorgeous neighborhood. And
Is that one?
that
of
is that. That
Okay.
would be this beautiful home. It's a River Club at the Carlton.
them? Okay.
Absolutely amazing. Great value. Beautiful home. But when you walk in, it's cold. It just doesn't. I think we've had so many showings and we just haven't had any offers. So I called my friend Tiffani, one of the best staging gals here in town, and said, what can we do? Because buyers struggle to put their things in there. That's basically what the problem becomes is they can't visualize. And a lot of people are very visual, right? So anyway, Tiffani Buckley home. Tiffani Buckley, she is one of the top staging companies in Vero Beach. She's a wife. She's a mother. She's an awesome tennis player. I was in Pilates watching you play this morning. And now I understand a reluctant golfer. So
Very reluctant.
So anyway, Tiffani, welcome again to the show. I
Thank
wanted
you
to
so much. It's
welcome you
great to be here.
Thank you. Now, staging matters even more, obviously, because a lot of buyers or second home buyers are lifestyle driven, right? They're buying the experience in Vero. This isn't just, I'm going to live here for the rest of my life and put my grandma's couches in here, right? Entertaining indoors and outdoor, right?
That's very important.
Big, big deal for people. So tell us, what drew you to be doing this staging?
Well, Lori, so a long time ago, I would buy houses and kind of flip them because I just sort of had a passion. I mean, it all started before then. We just moved a lot when I was younger. And my husband and I was attracted to older homes. So we'd buy them and I'd fix it up and then we moved somewhere else. And this is way before flipping was ever a term.
Right.
And wasn't intentional. And then when we moved to Vero, then it became a little more intentional for me. I bought a couple of houses in Central Beach and I realized I needed to put furniture in. I did all this work to do the kitchens and the bathrooms and redo the floor plan. And it looked sterile without furniture. So I sort of fell into it that way. That's how I started staging.
That's amazing. I mean, and it's, and I on your website, you kind of tell that story of how you got into that. Now, when you go and you see a property, and like we went and visited this property that I was in today. So what are your thoughts when you walk in there? How do you begin that process in your mind? Because obviously there's a consultation and all of that. But what do you see when you walk in?
The first thing that we look for, or I'm looking at, is really things like paint colors and the basics, like their fixtures and finishes. Because if I can come in and put beautiful furniture, a house, but if it's a bright red room, buyers will see only the bright red room.
Right.
They won't say, they'll leave that house and they'll be like, oh, the house with the red room. So sometimes we start off with, hey, what does a paint look like? Is it calm? Is it welcoming? And things like that matter a lot. So when we walked in the house today, it's beautiful. The paint colors are nice.
They're neutral.
The flooring's beautiful. You know, it's a good foundation to work with. So then once you have the foundation, you start thinking about floor plan and how you can set things up to make things livable. So in the house we walked in today, you start with the entry. So you need to walk in and feel welcome right in the front door.
Right.
So that's a really important place to capture people.
Right.
And then lead them into the living room, the dining room areas, the living, like how you would live, how you would entertain.
Right.
And, you know, you start with that and you go from there.
And the consultation, when you meet with a client, because a lot of times we realtors call you and then we put you obviously in touch with the sellers.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what is a first consult like with them?
Well, what's sort of interesting in Vero Beach, I do consult with sellers a lot, but a lot of times I don't necessarily meet the sellers in Vero Beach.
Really? Okay.
Because a lot of people here have second homes, multiple homes.
Yeah.
So I deal with realtors mostly.
Okay.
And that's where most of my business comes, is word of mouth from realtors recommending me. I go see the property with the realtor, and then we'll call the owner or email the owner, and we have a relationship that way. A lot of times I never meet the owners, which is a really interesting, because I want to sort of meet the owners and know about their life a little bit. But that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, that's funny, because I would think that, you know, because obviously there's a financial involvement. Yeah, I mean, it costs money to do this, and it's not inexpensive. But again, it's also, I know that just from working with you in the past, whatever, it's kind of an a la carte, you know, staging kind of a thing. So how do you decide what rooms to stage?
Well, we always start off with the main living rooms. I mean, that's the main part of the house, the heart of the home. So usually the family room, living room, dining room are the core. Most people do the primary bedroom as well, because people want to feel like they have a oasis in their primary bedroom. And then outdoor is a huge part of the Florida lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So we do a lot of outdoor spaces as well. Guest bedrooms, we don't generally do guest bedrooms. I mean, we can't, obviously we can, but you know, cost is an issue for everyone. Everyone's trying to get the most value, and most guest rooms are straightforward.
Right. Exactly. Now, and I'm not sure I don't know the answer to this question. Are people renting this furniture? Are they buying the furniture?
So how our structure works is, I mean, I don't necessarily call it renting or buying. So, I mean, I should come up with a term. I should coin some kind of term for HGTV on this. But we install the furniture, and then how our contract works is they have the furniture in the house for 3 months. Okay. Because our goal, and that's their contract encompasses all the 3 months. Okay. Because our goal is for the house to sell quickly. Of course. It's better for us. It's better for the realtor. It's better for everybody. Yes. And then after 3 months, we go on a month-to-month basis, and they can cancel it anytime if they want to. Yeah. But no one ever does. But usually we try to sell the house in 3 months. Of course. That's the goal.
I think, And what's how do we have a number, the percentage of houses that sell in 3 months?
You know, I would say a high percentage.
No, I would think. No, I'll bet you're in the 80s, 80 or 90.
I think that we are up there for sure. Yeah. Versus, and we get called into a lot of houses that have been on the market. Yes. And they're empty and they aren't selling, and they're getting feedback from people looking at the houses and shopping. Yes. It seems cold. Doesn't, I like this other house because it was warmer. Yes. So we get called in a lot of houses that have been on the market a lot, and then we stage. And then all of a sudden there's a lot more interest. Right. And there's an opportunity to rebrand the property as well.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that's definitely, and I think, we all think, is it price? Because you think if you're pricing it right, and it is price. But again, when you realize, and like I said, when you've had as many showings in a property as we have in this particular home, which is a gorgeous home, it's amazing, but you're not getting any offers, then you've got to do something different. And that's my job as a marketing person, is to find that strategy that's going to get us to the next level. And obviously for us, it's sale. We want to get this thing sold. So have you ever walked into a place and said, I can't do this?
There's been challenges. There's been some challenges. Yeah. And, I don't know why I'm thinking about this today, but the red paint. So that was, this is a specific large, like 3,500 square foot condo in Vero Beach. It was oceanfront. and it was very Asian influenced.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's hard.
and so, but I was honest with them and just said, if we don't get the Asian influences taken away and do the painting, our staging, it's not worth your money.
Correct.
Like, because I don't want to waste anyone's money.
That.
Like, I'm like, we want to do a great job for you. So they ended up doing all what we suggested, and it ended up working great. But that's what comes to mind the most.
Right.
Is that project.
Yeah.
And it turned out great.
Of course it did. Well, because they listened,
Right. They were open to it, but it had been on the market for a long time.
Right.
And so they realized they had to do something
had
different.
to be done. Can you name the biggest mistakes people do when they stage themselves?
So do you mean realtors or homeowners?
Homeowners, I would say.
Okay. So homeowners, everyone's
or both. Give me both.
Okay. So for homeowners, they're attached to their furniture and their belongings. And that's great. It works for them.
It is.
They love it.
Horses.
And that's wonderful. They're horses. The horse theme. The horse themes. So, it's wonderful because that's what they like. Right. So that's important to them.
Yep.
But when you're trying to appeal to a broad audience of buyers, you need to have less personality, like personal effects, personal photos, and it needs to be a cleaner palette with less personal items.
Definitely. We always say, and people do. I'm not going to lie, guys. When you have your pictures out and we got buyers in there, they're looking at your pictures.
Right. It's true.
They do. I'm like, I don't know why. You got this gorgeous house and they're looking at your pictures of you and your grandkids, on the table that you have in your foyer and all of that. And it's just a distraction. And they're beautiful children.
They're beautiful children.
They are. Of course, they all are. But it is true. It's something that we try to do. Now, what's the biggest staging mistake that realtors do?
So I think...
Because we think we know what we're doing.
Well, and some realtors... I feel like I shouldn't have opened that can of worms, but sometimes there are realtors who sometimes have a collection of furniture.
That's correct.
That they sort of recycle.
That's right.
And they go and use it again in houses to try to make it lived in because their client doesn't want to pay for staging. So
correct.
the realtor's trying to help the client.
100%.
So it comes from a really good place.
That's right.
But depending on the price point of the property, if you walk into a $2 million house and you have some furniture that isn't appropriate for the scale of the rooms and artwork that's the right size and things like that, that really stands out.
Yes.
And I think that's a hindrance.
I think so too. Listen, we pay for this with a couple of commercials. Let's take a commercial break. We can come back and talk more with Tiffani Buckley of Tiffani Buckley Home, talking about staging today and what to do to get your house to sell quicker. Be right back.
Tired of pool chores draining your weekend? Deja Blue Pool Service provides the expert skimming and chemical balancing you need for a crystal clear paradise. For Vero's most reliable professional care, Google Deja Blue Pool Service. Keep it clean, keep it blue.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
Welcome to Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Hit the zone this Friday and Saturday night at 6:30 and 8:30 for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
Vero Beach is out and alive. Music's playing, people are dancing, the dance floor's packed. It's the Sunset Saturday Concert. Fun and free for all on Ocean Drive with live music by Johnny and the Blaze. Food, wine, and beer. Presented by GHO Homes, Vero Beach Chamber of Commerce, Orlando Health, Sandpiper Pest Control, and Treasure Coast Golf Cart. The Sunset Saturday Concert. Saturday, May 9th at 5 p.m. at Hummerston Park on Ocean Drive, Vero Beach. Now that's the life.
They're coming! The Blue Angels Angels will roar over the skies of Vero at the Vero Beach Air Show, presented by Piper Aircraft Inc. See, hear, and feel the power of the Blue Angels, the MiG-17, and the McCart Jet Motorsports Home Wrecker Jet Truck. Saturday and Sunday, experience the dazzling fireworks extravaganza on Friday night, the Vero Beach Air Show, May 15th, 16th, and 17th, presented by Piper Aircraft Inc. Get tickets online at VeroAirShow.com.
We are back here on the Lori Davis Show with Lori Davis, your realtor for life. I have a dear friend and a wonderful businesswoman here with us today, Tiffani Buckley from Tiffani Buckley Home. She does home staging. And then you also do a little maintenance. What was that I saw on your website?
Well, we help people who a lot of times there's some older people in the community and they're selling their house, and the realtor brings us in to they're going to be moving and they want to stage their house.
Sure.
But they need help sort of transitioning their estate and helping move their items to other places, go into consignment. So we'll help with that kind of management.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's a great part of the business because we need that.
It really is helpful because a lot of these people, they have their families up north.
Exactly.
So they're not here. So we can be boots on the ground and help them organize and manage everything.
We deal with that a lot in our business, for sure. Okay, Tiffani, now we're going to give out, let's give out your phone number. Let's start with that.
It is 772-453-3595.
Okay. And your website is?
TiffaniBuckleyHome.com.
It's so easy. I love that. And now your social media is?
At Tiffani Buckley Home.
There you go.
Keep it simple.
Perfect. All right. So if you guys, and if you didn't get all that, you can always find Lori Davis. You can just Google me, call me on the phone. I'll get you in touch with Tiffani. Now, sellers, a lot of times, most of the time it's realtors that call you, but what about sellers calling you saying, I'm thinking of selling?
Yep. We do get that sometimes. It's pretty infrequent because most of the time the realtor is going to the seller saying, hey, I think we should do this next step. I think, or we're going to bring this property that's a luxury property to the market, and we need to market it in a luxurious way, and staging will help. But we do get people calling, and we meet with everybody, we talk to everybody, but we are focused on the luxury market in Vero Beach.
Absolutely. No, and that's, it makes a big difference. I can't wait to do this project. And then you and I will have a follow-up show.
That'd be great.
Oh, it'd be fun. It'll be great. Okay, so I have a lightning round. I have some questions I'm going to ask you. And then just your quick answer. Vacant or occupied, which sells faster?
Vacant.
Really?
If you stage, I think vacant.
Yes.
Because it looks clean and inviting and there's no clutter.
Okay.
And so I guess that's a vacant asterisk with staging vacant.
No, for sure. That's, because again, we were talking about people's things that are in there. They're so personal. Right. Exactly. That Barca Lounger's got to go.
I know.
What are we going to do with that?
And the kitchen counters are covered with,
I know. Oh my gosh, not my houses. They get nothing on the kitchen counter if you're listing with Lori Davis. Okay. One room you'd never skip staging.
The living room.
Living room. Is there biggest staging myth in one sentence?
Biggest staging myth in one sentence. Oh, this is a tough one. That's you won't get your return on investment for staging. You'll always get your return on investment if you stage.
You will definitely get your
return on investment.
I love that. That's a good one. Dark accent wall. I think we've done this. Keep or kill?
Kill.
Coastal decor in Vero Beach. Chic or overdone?
Depends on what your definition of coastal is.
Okay.
I don't want to offend anyone on the podcast.
No, you're not offending anybody on the podcast.
Okay, so, I think things like seahorses and the To the Beach signs could be a little bit of overkill in Vero Beach, but a more sophisticated coastal look is always appropriate.
Right. I think it's a coastal palette.
A coastal palette
is a better choice than doing seahorses and signs.
Yes.
Cindy, engineer Cindy is clapping over there. It's like, thank you. I know. I make all signs go away too.
Wow.
Okay. Open shelves or styled or empty?
Styled always.
Perfect. Pets, hide all evidence, or is that overkill?
Hide most evidence.
Okay.
You can keep some dog bowls out, but the big crates and the beds, they should be put away.
Absolutely. Well, Tiffani, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I love Tiffani Buckley Home. You guys have got to find her. 772-453-3595. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Everybody, have fun. Be safe out there. If you need your home staged, Tiffani Buckley Home. You can find her on social media. You can find her website, or just call me. Thank you so much for being here, Tiff. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.